Chapter 13 is acceptance. Man's perceptions are not bounded by organs of perception. He perceives more than sense, though ever so acute, can discover. William Blake. However much you seem to be living in a material world, you are actually living in a world of imagination. The outer, physical events of life are the fruit of forgotten blossom times, results of previous and usually forgotten states of consciousness. They are the ends running true to oft-times forgotten imaginative origins. Whenever you become completely absorbed in an emotional state, you are at that moment assuming the feeling of that state fulfilled. If persisted in, whatsoever you are intensely emotional about, you will experience in your world. These periods of absorption, of concentrated attention, are the beginnings of the things you harvest. It is in such moments that you are exercising your creative power, the only creative power there is. At the end of these periods, or moments of absorption, you speed from these imaginative states where you have not been physically to where you were physically an instant ago. In these periods, the imagined state is so real that when you return to the objective world and find that it is not the same as the imagined state, it is an actual shock. You have seen something in imagination with such vividness that you now wonder whether the evidence of your senses can now be believed. And like Keats, you ask, was it a vision or a waking dream? Fled is that music. Do I wake or sleep? The shock reverses your time sense. By this is meant that instead of your experience resulting from your past, it now becomes the result of being in imagination where you have not yet been physically. In effect, this moves you across a bridge of incidents to the physical realization of your imagined state. The man who at will can assume whatever state he pleases has found the keys to the kingdom of heaven. The keys are desire, imagination, and a steadily focused attention on the feeling of the wish fulfilled. To such a man, any undesirable objective fact is no longer a reality, and the ardent wish no longer a dream. Prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. The windows of heaven may not be opened and the treasures seized by a strong will, but they open of themselves and present their treasures as a free gift, a gift that comes when absorption reaches such a degree that it results in a feeling of complete acceptance. The passage from your present state to the feeling of your wish fulfilled is not across a gap. Remember, there's no gap in consciousness. There is continuity between the so-called real and unreal. To cross from one state to the other, you simply extend your feelers, trust your touch, and enter fully into the spirit of what you are doing. Enter fully into the feeling of being that what you want to be. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. Assume the spirit, the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and you will have opened the windows to receive the blessing. To assume a state is to get into the spirit of it. Your triumphs will be a surprise only to those who did not know your hidden passage from the state of longing to the assumption of the wish fulfilled. The Lord of hosts will not respond to your wish until you have assumed the feeling of already being what you want to be, for acceptance is the channel of his action. Acceptance is the Lord of hosts in action. Ooh, that was it for chapter 13. This is telling you how to feel into the wish fulfilled. By getting into the spirit of something, you're putting all of your being into that belief, into what you want to be. And so the things that happen as a result of that, he's saying that when you reach heaven, all these things that come as a result are essentially heaven, are free gifts. It's you, by you being what you want to be, all the things that happen as a result are, things change as a result of you feeling your wish fulfilled to be true. Any undesirable objective fact is no longer a reality, and the ardent wish no longer a dream. So when you become what you want to be, when you feel the wish fulfilled, it's no longer a wish. You are being it. You bring that future ideal into right now, into the present. Anything undesirable is no longer a reality. You have to, like I said in my earlier video, let it go. You got to choose to forget that stuff. Not forget, but choose to let it be separate from you. Let it not be who you are. So what you will experience in the future is based on what you do right now and what you believe right now. So you got to act as if, you got to let it be true. Every action is preceded by a thought, by a belief, by an image in your mind, right? If you wanted to get up and get a drink of water, that happens because you have the image in your mind of getting a drink of water, or having the feeling of your thirst being quenched. And then you get up and do the thing. So that's how it works here when you're wanting your wish to, when you're assuming the state of the wish fulfilled, that's the path to, that's inspired action, is when you have that image in your mind and then you hold that feeling, and then a bridge of incidents are what bring you to that event, that state of being. But you have to maintain that so that those events can be created. Being in the spirit of something is being fully with all of your human being, all of your consciousness, all of your perception, with all of your being. You have to be in the feeling of what it is that you want. Be in the feeling of having it now. That it's already done. You accept it to be true. It's done. There's nothing to do except hold that feeling, hold that belief, and live by it as if it were already done for you. So that's chapter 13, acceptance, accepting the end, living in the end, thinking from the end and not of it. That was it. So I will see you tomorrow for chapter 14. Good night.